Hello everyone, this is Akshay and in this video I'll be covering one of the most underestimated thing which you should focus on if you are searching for a job. Yes, that is building a strong resume. Do you know, on an average, 90% of the times you are upfront rejected just because of your resume? Not just the recruiters, but even the bots are rejecting your resume. Yes, I am correct. So before moving further in this video, I would like to give you a disclaimer. So whatever I'll be covering in this video is totally upon my personal experience and observations after giving a lot of interviews and even taking a lot of interviews. So after reviewing like around last week, I reviewed around 60 plus resumes and have got a better insights of what mistakes people are making and what things I would like to suggest them so that they can come up with better resumes, and that is what improves your candidature while you are applying for job. So just be calm and listen to each and every point very carefully and try to implement that in your scenario. So some points could be harsh and some points could be different for different profiles, and it totally depends on what role you are applying for and a lot of other things. So without wasting any time, let's start with the first and the most important point, which is keyword research. Yes, keywords are very important while you are developing your resume. So what happens generally is your resume should not just be appealing to the recruiters or the person who is looking at your resume, but it should also be equally keyword rich for the parsers and bots. Yes, I am correct. So what generally happens is whenever you try to apply for any job on a job portal or any careers website, or you send it to a recruiter or any other such portals, so what happens generally is there are parsers, there are programs which are parsing your resume line by line and trying to get some keywords out of those resumes and then create an index and map those resumes to those index. So let's not go to the technicalities of the procedure, but I would like to tell you the ground rule while you are developing your resume. So your resume should be keyword rich. So what I mean by that is that so what happens is when you upload any resume, so that file is parsed line by line and all these keywords are extracted, and that is how the recruiters are able to search your profile in thousands of resume. How will a recruiter search, right? So what they do is they generally, if they are looking for some web developers, they write web developers and the resume who are matching those keywords are filtered. That's how it is. And even the skills what you write, even the technologies which you know, Java, C++, JavaScript, front end, back end, React, Angular, whatsoever you write, these are the things which recruiters are searching, and your resume should have them mapped correctly so that you are always there on their list. So that is one point, and people do it very badly. Do you even know that if you write web engineer or a web developer, that matters? Which keyword are you picking up? So here comes my second point, which is picking up the keywords. If you are picking up UI engineer or a UI developer or a full stack developer or a front end engineer or a back end engineer or a JavaScript developer, so these all terms are different and they actually matters when recruiters are searching for resumes. So what they do on the job portal, if they write web developer, then your resume might not come up just because you have written web engineer in your resume. So these things matters a lot, and I can actually make a whole video on this keyword things, how to search for keyword, whether to put a developer or an engineer in your resume. But right now for this video I will keep this summed up and would like to say that keep generic terms and use proper keywords. Yes, writing React JS or just React or React JS without a space makes a difference. Yes, it makes a difference. It might not filter out your resume if somebody is searching for it. Spelling mistakes are a big no in resume. That is the main reason. And make sure when you're writing Angular JS or Angular 2 or anything, so how well you are formatting that. You know, I have really spent a lot of time in researching these tricks and techniques. I went through the job portals as a recruiter and then tried to search for the keywords just like recruiters do and tried to find out the resumes. And then I got to know that why some resumes are being shortlisted and why some resumes are not being shortlisted, even though those candidates were super awesome. Yes, they had some brilliant skills, but the resumes were not even getting shortlisted. So this is one of the major thing, having a keyword and also having what keywords matter a lot. So this was to please the parsers and the bots. But what about the humans now? So your resume should be equally appealing for the people who are viewing it also. So with this, I come to the third point, which is building a single page resume. Yes, nobody has that much time to view your long resumes of 3 4 pages. Seriously, it doesn't. Like, if I even see a resume of 3 or 4 pages, I just have a glance of it. It's not just because I don't want to see it, because I have a lot more things to do. When I go to the pages, so when you are seeing just single page, then your focus is a lot upon that page. When you have 3 pages, then then people who is when the person who is reading the resume might lose his focus, right? Makes sense, right? So it happens, and it is like how you showcase your skills. So people say that, I have seen a lot of people, they say it's very difficult to fit all these things what I have done in single page. No, it's not. I'm telling you honestly, I have personally experienced it. I am making a single page resume since I started, and then I have never faced such issues, and you can obviously accommodate everything into single page. That is how you articulate well. So the third point is single page resume. So stick to single page theme, and that works the best, I'm telling you. And that will give you more opportunity to showcase your skills very clearly to the humans who are reading your resume. And over there also, keyword matters. So most of the times when recruiters are searching for some profiles, so what happens is they have a use case, they have a job vacancy for which they are looking out for specific skill sets. Your resume should have those skill set mentioned clearly. So now let's move on to the specific sections of the resume. What sections in the resume you should focus on, and some areas what I have identified where people are making a lot of mistakes. So see, we have one page. Now we have to fit in everything we want to showcase. So let's not waste time. So that's my fourth point. Let's not waste point in just putting some random stuff which is not relevant to the job profile. Seriously, I have seen people mentioning their personal details. Every inch of the resume matters, every inch. Like, you have a single page and you have to fill it so nicely so that you don't have any random stuff on the resume. Only things which will get you a job. That's it. Nobody is concerned about your marital status. Don't put it. Nobody is concerned about your DOB. Seriously. Why would somebody be concerned about your date of birth? People generally see the experience. That's it. I've never seen somebody searching for the DOB or your parents' name or your address. Nobody wants to know that in the first go. Just a phone number and only one email ID is enough. So that is what I would recommend. And even your hobbies, I have seen people listing down some random hobbies, that they love horse riding or something, but I don't think that generally matters. At least for software engineers, it doesn't matter. Yes, you can write some skills, like I think you were a captain in your cricket team, which can showcase your leadership skills. But yes, that too isn't much important if you are sacrificing that space, and you could have filled it with some other important things. Okay, so make sure to fill every inch of your resume with some relevant things, because you never know the human who is reading the resume, on which line he is focusing on and what he might read and what could get you the next job. So think through and revise your resume again and again and again, and spend time to articulate that points and all. So that is what I wanted to cover in this fifth point, and it's really very important. So now with this, let's move on to the sixth point, which is skills. Yes, the technical skills or the technical competencies which you mentioned in your resume, or the languages or these things. Okay, so on talking about skills, what I have seen that people mention Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, C, C++, Java, Python, these languages are very good. Okay, you should write it. But writing Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and then Windows, Mac OS, and operating systems, I don't think these make sense. Seriously, not the recruiters are searching for these keywords, and neither I feel that the person who is taking your interview should know about it. Yes, if it is relevant to your profile, if you are a DevOps engineer where Linux makes more sense to put in your resume, then definitely you should go ahead with it. But if you are a software developer working on a front end technologies, then there is no point in writing Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, or anything in your resume. Yes, definitely not. No point. Use this to highlight your main focusing skills, technologies which are trending in market, or you see that yes, recruiter would be looking out for that technology, mention it. I've seen a lot of people, they are confused and then they hesitate to write few technologies in their resume. So I've seen people like they are not very much proficient in Java and then they hesitate to write Java in their skill set, or any other framework or libraries which they are just familiar of, and then they have not worked a lot on this, but they hesitate and then they don't write. For that case, you know what's the win-win situation, and what I personally follow is that writing, making two sections inside the technical skills as well. So one, I am currently working on right now, or I am good at, or I am proficient at, or you, and the second thing which is the things which I am familiar with. Yes. So that's how you can segregate this stuff, so that the interviewer who is reading your resume should know that okay, you know Java, but you are not that good at it. Like you are familiar with Java, but you are not proficient in Java. You must be proficient in something else. So that is how it's a win-win situation, right? It sounds good. It tells the recruiters that okay, he knows Java, he's familiar with Java, but he's not very good at it. And as well as it tells the parser, go shortlist the jobs which are looking out for Java developers as well, and I am open to learn. So that's how it is, right? So this is one thing which I follow, and I would suggest you also try it. It makes a lot of sense to me. With this, I move on to my seventh point, which is double check your resume. Yes, it is very important to double check before even exporting or sending your resume to anyone. Seriously, it is super important because I have seen a lot of crazy things in resume. Seriously, like never ever make a spelling mistake in your resume. Go through it 100 times or 200 times, but don't make a spelling mistake in your resume. it is a it looks very bad, and I hate it when I find any resume with spelling mistakes. I've recently found a resume in which somebody, I don't know, wrote JavaScript instead of JavaScript. That was so bad, and I seriously, I don't know, like he must not have written it intentionally, but yeah, it was a typo or whatever, but it was very, no, it was a very awful experience, seriously. And then I've seen some people who write some crazy email IDs. So don't write some crazy email IDs. Nobody is interested in Rahul loves Simran at gmail.com. Nobody is interested. Write some decent email IDs. Numbers are fine, everything, your name, numbers, mix and match of anything, but not some crazy which sounds weird or something. Seriously, it's a big no. Like, email is still fine, but fine, like it's upon you, but I would suggest you not to. That's it. So after double checking your resume, here is the eighth point. So the eighth point is how you export your resume. So whenever you are exporting your resume, make sure your resume includes your name in it. So and also your position, what you are applying to, that would be very good, extremely good. So what happens a lot of times is I see like my email box is flooded with some referral people asking me for referrals of this resume. What I do is when I download it, it is just lost in my directory. Seriously, it is lost in my downloads folder. If you don't have a name or your skills or whatever, how will I find it? Some people write some random numbers, or if they have forwarded, sometimes people forward through WhatsApp and then they have some crazy file name written like WA hyphen hyphen something something something. So that is very difficult to find. Like, let's be good enough. Let's be like, it just takes few seconds, right? You just type in your name, uh, your profile which you are applying for. That would be very great for the interviewer. Think about them as well. So that is one more tip. The other sub point of this point, I would say, always try to keep your resume black and white. So that this mistake I myself did, and I'll tell you how I got to know about this mistake. So what happened is, I made my resume which used to look very good. I am a UI developer, so I made it fancy resume with some blue color, dark blue, navy blue headings, and then the black content. It was looking very good if you see it. But once I went for an interview, and then somebody took a black and white printout at that of that resume. So what happened was, the colors were faded. That headings were hardly visible. I saw my resume and I was like, oh my god, how can this happen? Like, I never thought about it, but yes, it happens a lot of times. So don't make colored resumes. Black and white always works. Keep it to black and white. And if you are making colored resume also, make sure that they look good if you print it on a black and white printer as well. Okay, so that was the eighth point. Let's move on to the ninth point. So the ninth point is fonts and the white spaces in your resume. What happens is, like, I have seen some resumes with crazy fonts. Don't use any jiggleish fonts or some fancy looking fonts or some cursive fonts. No need. Choose very easy readable fonts and very decent looking fonts, so that it doesn't hurt anybody's eyes. And also, make sure to bold specific things only in the resume. Only specific things which you want to highlight. I have seen some people bold too much and some people don't bold. So bold few things which you want to highlight, but yes, don't bold everything in your resume. It looks bad. And so what happens is, sometimes you want these recruiters or the person who is reading your resume to focus on any specific areas. Yes, the text which you bold will get focus, and if you bold a lot of text, then it loses all the context. So bold few things and keep a check on the white spaces as well. Don't leave a lot of white spaces here and there in your resume. I have seen some resumes, there is some right side of the resume is curvy and then a white space. So try to articulate your material like that and then cover that white space. It should look good. It should be focused and it should be good as a doc. Okay, I hope you are getting it. I know I am a UI guy and I can criticize a lot about the design, but yes, these things, your resume is, if your resume is visually appealing, then you can do it, right? It's not that tough as well. It's easy. Why not make a good design if we can? So I think this video is going a little long. I should break it down into two parts so that you can watch the next part. I am yet to cover a lot more important tips and tricks regarding resume. Some things like how to write the career objectives, how to articulate your projects, what to write in certificates and certification sections, and a lot more things about freshers, interns, and a lot more things about experienced professionals. Then how can you shrink your resume into a single page? All these things I am coming up in the part 2 sections. So for now, keep this 9 points with you, and I'll be using these points in second video, and then watch the second video as well, and then I think it will help you cover this resume. See, I can speak whole day on this resume thing, and it is super important. You should understand it. I have tried to sum up in such short videos. So watch the next video as well. Thank you. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you really like the video and you are liking the suggestions, and then subscribe to my channel for sure, so that you keep on getting recommendations, and obviously the bell icon, right? So press the bell icon so that you get notified on each and every single video which I release on this channel. and then you can watch it quickly. Because if you keep things pending, if you think that you will watch all the videos together, it doesn't happen. Keep on regularly watching it and update your skills. That's how it should be. And go ahead and check out the next video. And for now, thanks for watching, and see you soon.